right, we should be live. It's time for some Counter-Strike. I've been waiting it's been about a month since the end of IEM Cologne, where we saw Navi take home the trophy against G2, and we're finally back for Tier 1 Counter-Strike at least. We got the ESL Pro League Season 14. We got
Let's get
four
hyped.
solid groups. Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're going to be looking over Group A because they're going to be on for the next week, and then Group B will be the following week. Group C will be the following week. D the following week, and then playoffs. So, got some good stuff. But we got a new face on the channel right now. We got Zain.
Hey guys.
Go ahead, follow him over on Twitter. What do you got? What is your background? What do you do in terms of Counter-Strike?
So I cover Counter-Strike with Upcomer right now. I've been doing that for about the past year, and I've just been playing the game since I was 3 years now. It's great. I've been following the Tier 1 scene. I love watching Counter-Strike. It's great.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I know I've been following it since the beginning of the pandemic. You've been following it for years, so got a little bit of knowledge behind us. Sam, what's up? I know you were waiting for the Counter-Strike streams to come out. Me and Sam been talking a little bit. He's through my Picks and Parleys website. So yeah, it should be exciting. We got 3 games to go over for tomorrow. They start at 7:30, 10:45, and 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We get to start off.
I know what time I'm waking up tomorrow.
Oh yeah, me and you both. I'm gonna have my alarm set for 7 a.m. so I can make sure hit snooze, walk into my office and throw on some Counter-Strike. So I'm pumped for it. But the first game, it should be a little bit more of a blowout. We get Bad News Bears taking on Heroic. Heroic is a humongous favorite at a -714. Bad News Bears +1 458. So what are you looking at for this one?
I'm definitely thinking Heroic's going to take it, but there is sort of an X factor in Junior here. He obviously came over off Furia. He's on loan to Bad News Bears, and he might be able to get something started, but obviously he didn't perform really well on Furia either. So whether that's the language barrier, we'll be able to see his true potential here, hopefully. But I still got Heroic taking the series.
I think it was more of a language thing. I think that's probably the main reason why they got rid of. Fury wanted to take a shot with him. Honda's a lot better of a fit. They're able to now speak full Portuguese, so that's a solid spot over there. Yeah, Junior should be more of an X factor here because you don't know what you're going to get out of him. He did play with these guys before. I know he was teammates with Sheikh Zula and Swisher. Maybe Spongy when it was Chaos or something. He was part of a core with these guys as well.
Yeah, I remember exactly one.
So they should. The NA teams switch like daily. One time we get this name, then we get this name. Next we get this name. No. So they did play together. I believe it was Triumph. They played on Triumph together.
There you go.
That's what it. You know what? If I didn't figure it out, it would have drove me nuts. So I had to figure that one out. I was trying to think back of when they played. I remember Sheikh Zula absolutely destroying 100 Thieves once. So I was like, he played on Triumph. Yes. So yeah, it should really be a blowout for this one. Bad News Bears is an NA team. They're coming over. They won some tournament to get over here. It was not even that significant of a tournament. It was more what did they win? It wasn't they didn't it was a while ago. I think they won like a qualifier to get in order to get into the Pro League. So it should be interesting to see what
ESCA
they got.
Season 36. That's what it was.
There it is. Yeah. That's Mountain Dew League, right?
Yeah, that's MDL.
Yeah. So I don't think it's good that they're coming to Europe. I just don't think they have what it takes to take out the defending ESL Pro League champions with Heroic. Official bet for this one, I'm going to be taking Bad News Bears and Heroic. I'm seeing that the line is so wide. It's a -714 for Heroic, and there's no way in hell I'm laying that number. And the number for them to sweep is at a -208, which I don't like to lay more than -140 on 50 at the absolute most. So I figured the best line for this one is the under 53.5 rounds. That's saying that Heroic's going to sweep, and he wanted to go essentially 53 rounds, which would be a 16-8, a 16-10, and a 16-11, or something in that nature. It should be more of a blowout. We should be waking up to, honestly, if Heroic 16-0s them at one point, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
So
don't think that's gonna
I
happen.
don't think it's going to happen, but I have a feeling they're going to be matches like 16-5, 16-6, something in that nature. And I'm going to go under the 53.5 rounds for this one. I feel like that's the best bet. It's a minus 101. So that will be it. Yeah. I lean Heroic as well, but I'm fading the hell out of them. I think they're overrated. I like the under 55.5 as a safe, but yeah, I like the under as well. I think the big thing with Heroic and why they didn't do as well in IEM Cologne was because they're on LAN. And when they started building up this team, they've been playing all online and they've been very, very dominant online.
They did start their run though, however. I remember I went to DreamHack Atlanta 2019, and that's when they had the core back with Borup.
Yes.
And that's when they started their whole campaign towards being a top team. So they do have LAN experience, not necessarily with their current core.
Yeah, that's
but,
what I was going more with the current core that they have with
Gotcha.
Refresh, with Shush.
Yeah.
This team has more been built as an online, and I feel like that's a very similar case with Gambit, which will be later on in the tournament. I think they're Group D, so we won't be talking about them for a little while. I think with those teams like Heroic and Gambit, those are going to be the ones I want to look for to possibly make it to the finals again. More of a fading Na'Vi type deal in this tournament because they're more of an online team. Yeah, got on some, of course. Yeah, it's always good to be on similar pages with people. But I'm thinking this one's going to be more of a blowout in this game. But we'll go ahead and look at this next one. We get Vitality taking on ENCE. I know we have a little bit of a disagreement with me and Zain for this one. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. So ENCE, obviously the X factor being Hades here. They haven't played that many matches with him. I'll give him that. But Gaming Without Borders, he dropped 79 kills over all 3 of their entire series. They got Spinks, a strong young gun. And ZywOo hasn't been looking that great lately, I'll be honest. Although he was spotted playing, this is crazy. I heard this the other day. He was playing FPL. He does not practice normally.
No,
he's naturally talented, but he was playing FPL, so he's bringing his A game to this match. I will give him that.
No, I think the main reason for him playing FPL is he's a very competitive player. Very competitive. And when you don't have professional matches for a whole month or 3 weeks or whatever it was for him, he's going to get, ready for this, bored. And he's going to go and play FPL so he can go
He doesn't practice, though.
So he can go shit on some noobs. But
yeah, he destroyed an FPL. I think the match score was like 16-4 in the one match that I heard about. It was disgusting.
Oh, well, when you get your defending 2-time #1 player in the world playing against players that are, I'll give him tier 1, but low tier 1 or high tier 2 players. Yeah, he should be smashing in this one. But with this game, I'm on Vitality. You're getting more experienced with Kyojin, which is going to be, this will be the key factor is Kyojin. If he has a good run, then we can say that they really have a shot to try to climb back up to where they were. They're currently ranked 9th in the world, according to HLTV. And this core between ZywOo and Shox, that's going to be another key factor. Is I know Shox does not have to be the star player anymore, but he is still a big piece of this team. But
same with Masuda too. Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say more of the pressure to perform is going to be on Kyojin and Masuda, because I feel like their spots are not 100% sturdy with this team. They can get replaced in an instant. The other 3 are locked in. ZywOo's locked in until 2024 or something. But yeah, he
renewed that deal. He's there forever. Honestly,
yeah, he's signed with them for a while. But the Kyojin and Masuda are going to be the big factors in this one. I think Masuda has a good tournament. He had a good IEM Cologne when he did play. He had a solid one. Kyojin was a little bit underwhelming in that tournament. It's probably why they went out a little bit earlier than we expected. But I'm just taking Vitality in this one. We'll look at ENCE real quick because I know you mentioned You mentioned a couple of their players. Hades.
They got an advantage in map pool too, I feel like, because Vitality haven't been really doing great on Dust 2, and ENCE has been looking strong on Ancient. I'll give them that. So they might be able to ship a map off, but probably not win the whole series.
Yeah, the thing is, I have Vitality sweeping right now because Vitality is a minus 179, and that's
Yeah.
once again a little bit too juicy for me. So if I'm going to take Vitality to win, which I do think they win, I'm taking them to 2-0, and I'm getting them at a nice plus 159 price tag. I just don't know what to expect from ENCE. I mean, last time we saw ENCE in Pro League, they were really good. They made it to the playoffs and everything.
They had a great group stage run. It was a hard group. I wasn't expecting them to make it out at all.
They beat G2 in that, and that was just a little bit surprising to me. But since then, they've benched Alu, who's been there for over 3 years. So it's really, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this team. I don't know how much practice this team has gotten. I know that this core for Vitality has really started to. I know they haven't been winning, but I really think they're going to start clicking soon. I just think that Vitality is the team to bet on in this one. I have them sweeping.
They did beat Vitality before in Pro League though, but that was with Alu.
That was with Alu. That's the thing. Do we think Hades is really a good solution to replace Alu as the Opper? Time will tell.
I think he is. Alu kind of hits god shots every once in a while and then acts like a bot the rest of the time because you see those bot Alu memes all the time.
The bot Alu versus god Alu, yeah. I just really don't know what to expect from this one with this ENCE team, so I'm going to take the safe pick and going after Vitality.
Plus, Zaiwu will be feeling the pressure because honestly, Simple is ranked higher than him right now for the year. He's got to change that. It's halfway through.
Yeah, at the same time with last year. At this point in the year, last year, Simple was the number one, and Zaiwu was chasing him, and all of a sudden, Simple really dipped off when online era started to hit.
Yeah.
He dipped down, and Zaiwu went straight up. So, do we get something like that this year? I doubt it. I think Simple is the number one in the world for this year.
But Zaiwu is going to be feeling the pressure, so he should be pushed to perform for this match.
Yeah. And think about it. How many times have Vitality really failed over the last couple big tournaments? They're going to want to make a run in this one, and they're going to have to start off strong.
The only reason they got knocked out of their last tournament was FaZe looking hot, and that was it.
FaZe, that was a fun team to watch throughout that tournament.
And they got knocked out by FaZe. That was the best of 3 they lost.
Yeah. Go real quick to the chat. Vitality worth a 179. I mean, if you're willing to lay. I'm all right with that, but you got Vitality you got them at both. Got it. Vitality on the 2-0. Sam thinks they're going to sweep as well. I'm fine with that. Sam thinks that they're worth the minus 179. If you're willing to lay, fine. But Zaiwu has a 83.6 ADR over the last 3 months. Been deceivingly good. I mean, for Zaiwu, that's not particularly that good.
Yeah.
I mean, Simple's been averaging 100 ADR throughout that entire tournament. So
I think they finished decent at IM Summer, and then that's been their pretty much only high tier result since January.
Yeah, if we look last 3 months for Simple, what is his ADR? I'm trying to pull that up. It was up here. I don't got it.
Check real quick.
It's got to be over complete statistics for Simple. Hold on. That is all of his stuff. He's got to be averaging. His KD is like a 1.2 for the last little while. He's the best player in the world right now. Zaiwu really needs to show up in order to have a shot at really taking him out. So I think Zaiwu has a big thing. That's insane, especially with the op.
Oppers do have high KDs in comparison. I mean, you look to people before Smoothie got benched on Movie Star Writers, he was always just farming with the op. It's Oppers do get a lot of kills.
And I feel for looking at DFS real quick, grabbing an Opper is not a bad idea because they have a higher floor. Because with the op, it's a little bit of a different like it's like a different angle because they like to they save the op a lot because the op is expensive to buy in game.
It is. Yeah.
So
4750 isn't a joke.
no, it's not. And if you have some of these like eco rounds and stuff, they're gonna try to save the op. So if you're looking at DFS a little bit, Oppers might be the way to go. I know Zaiwu is like $9,400 on DraftKings, which is extremely cheap because last summer we were getting Zaiwu at like $10,800, $11,000, and now he's sitting at almost a little bit over $9,000. I feel like that's just a spot for Zaiwu to absolute smash. Vitality to win ESL Pro League at plus 1,200. No,
I don't got Vitality winning.
Yeah, I really don't think we can say that they. I don't even think they win this group. I think they come in third in this group behind Heroic and Astralis. So I'm not really.
It is an online event.
It is an online event.
That has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah. So and
I see him finishing second or third. Yeah.
In the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see.
I don't think Astralis will be on top though.
I don't know. I think Heroic wins the group, but I mean, obviously, they're the favorite to do it. But Vitality to win, no. I have other teams that I would much rather go after. G2, one of the teams. G2. I think they're like a 4-1 or 5-1 win ESL Pro League. Navi, obviously, you could look at it, but they're not a good online team. Gambit is another one I want to look at, and Heroic to win the entire thing. So. No, I'm not really a fan of Vitality. Is there value on it? Maybe, but I don't know. 88 ADR for Simple over the last 3 months, higher in the tournament. Yeah, he had a really good IEM clone, and that's the big reason why.
He's Mr. Cologne right there, honestly.
Yeah,
had a 1.5 in some of the matches. It was.
And who was the dumbass that decided to fade Navi every single game of IEM Cologne? Did not work out. Did not.
Yeah, in his Astralis match, he had a 2.21 HLTV rating, which is obscene. Yeah, with that was 130 ADR against Astralis. To be fair, Astralis haven't been looking amazing, but still, that's insane.
Well, we'll get to talk to Astralis in just a minute because that's going to be the third game coming up. Zaiwu was second in the tournament, I believe in it. Yeah, he was. Teams to win Group A: Heroic plus 150, Vitality 250, Astralis 300, Spirit 400, ENCE and is 1,400. Bad news bears, don't even think about them at plus 15,000. It's got to be Heroic and Astralis for me for the top two for this group. I don't mind Vitality, and I wouldn't mind taking a stab maybe at Spirit, but I think Heroic's definitely the favorite for a reason.
Yeah, I got Heroic and Spirit taking. I don't think Vitality's cut out. Astralis, I don't even know what they're doing. They signed Lucky as a 6-man to op. It'd be kind of pointless for him to sit on the bench. So I hope they do play him because they need someone to op.
Yeah,
that's a whole other thing though.
Yeah. I'm looking at Astralis and Vitality. That's fine. I know you don't like to go with the favorites all the time, so nothing's a lock. Lock it up. Okay, dude. All right. We'll go ahead and look at the last game for today, or for tomorrow's slate. This one will start at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we get Astralis taking on Spirit, and I know we're going to have a little bit differing opinions on this one too. But what do you got for this one?
I got Spirit taking. I really hope Astralis play Lucky as much as I don't think it'll happen because obviously we saw Bubsky playing the 6-man role and just kind of sitting on the sidelines for forever. But they do really need an op to centralize around. Oppers are a very important part of the game. But Spirit have been looking great. Obviously, their regional matchups weren't doing great. But I remember Katowice, they placed great, honestly. If Dexter, SDY, Magix, all those guys can step up, they have really strong potential to take the group.
Yeah. I am curious to see what they do with Lucky. And my best guess is, and I really hate to say this, he'll be more of a Bubsky role where he'll get stuck in for like Dust 2 so Zipex doesn't have to play it. And slowly get him in there. So for eventually, I know Dupree was looking to leave towards his contract ends at the end of the year. I know he's trying to look to depart away from Astralis. And I think he was trying I think he was trying to join up with
NIP
with device, yeah.
device, yeah, NIP.
So that should be interesting. I think this is more of a lucky dip your toes in for right now. If he plays a map or two in this tournament, I think that would be a success for Astralis to try to slowly start getting him like into the Astralis system that they have.
Yeah.
But
honestly, if they do play lucky, who do you think they'd take out on the
Zipex,
roster?
it has to.
Zipex?
I think they pull Zipex for right now, and you
Who's
see
playing
Lucky.
support though? Because Lucky'd be opping. Dupree would have to be on support then, because you have Bubsky with that active rifle, Glaive IGLing, and Dupree just playing support. Or Bubsky playing support and terribly.
That or he replaces Bubsky. He replaces Dupree and slowly starts to get into that opping role.
Yeah.
Because I know Dupree's been picking up I know Glaive was the big opper and
yeah, Glaive opped a lot.
Glaive did op a lot, and it's just I really don't know what they're going to be doing with Lucky. That is a big question mark right there. My best guess is that he replaces Zipex for right now, and then he'll end up replacing Dupree if Dupree leaves.
If they do the per map thing, I will say he'll probably won't play Inferno or Nuke because those aren't your typically op required maps.
Yeah, he would be a Dust 2 guy.
Dust 2 guy, you got your Mirage
Nuke,
guy.
Or Nuke. Not Mirage. Astralis.
Mirage?
That is their perma ban. Is
oh,
Mirage.
Yeah, my bad.
Because the only reason I remember that is I remember watching a NIP game, and because NIP loves Mirage, and all of a sudden you get Device who wasn't familiar with the map that well because they've been insta banning it for 3-4 years. So, I think through this one, I'm going Astralis. I think they had a solid performance. Bubsky is going to be the key for this team.
Definitely.
If you see good stuff out of Bubsky and good stuff out of Magix, I think that that Astralis has a very successful ESL Pro League. Also, you got to think of how much do each of these teams value this tournament. I think Astralis will end up valuing this one just because they want to move their way up. They are still number 4 in the world, especially after IEM Cologne. They are still up there, and they believe that they can still compete with the best. I think Astralis really does have a good shot at winning this group, as long as we get some production out of Bubsky, and Dupree's got to be hot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to be the entry fragger, and he has to make room.
Well, is he going to be entering, or is Glaive?
I think he's more the entry guy.
Okay, because he could be opping. I don't know yet.
It really, you know what? We'll know a little bit more after tomorrow's game, whether or not we see Glaive with the op a lot or Dupree with the op a lot, what they've been practicing, because they've been practicing a lot in private lately, so we don't really know what they're doing, how they're interacting with Lucky and everything. So it just will be a little bit interesting to see how this goes. Obviously, tread lightly on this slate. Don't be betting a lot on all this stuff just because this is the first game back in 4 weeks for some of these teams. So,
I also think Spirit will be looking hot. It's going to be a matchup for sure.
Spirit, I bet
they have Dexter. Magix has been looking solid. They have Mir, who's another great quality player. They have limited potential.
I do think that looking at Spirit, I do think they're a good team. I think that I think Heroic wins this group, Astralis finishes second, and then Vitality and Spirit battle it out for that third spot. Gotcha. I think that's going to be the biggest competition for it, and I think that Spirit could make it. I think that the top 4 teams are going. The key for the top 4 teams, I should say, is beating up on ENCE and beating up on Bad News Bears. They have to win both those games. If either one of those 4 teams loses a game to either ENCE or Bad News Bears, there's no way that they're going to make it. So they know. Sure. So they know that these games are important. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this group goes. We'll know a little bit more information after tomorrow's slate. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's go through the chat just one more time. Heroic plus 800 to win ESL Pro League. I do not mind this. Just because Heroic is a very, very good online team. They were not good on land. They got grouped in land. They are a very, very good online team. They're getting better at the maps. I know that they've been working on Ancient, so that should be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I do think they have a good shot. I would favor Gambit and I would favor G2 over them, but I really don't mind Heroic at plus 800. Sam says he has Astralis sweeping this one at a
Ooh.
plus 2. I do not mind this. The only thing is, I feel like Spirit is too good to get swept.
I don't think they're gonna get swept
I
tomorrow.
think this one's a solid 3 mapper. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard for me to pick a CSI team. It's hard for me to pick CSI region teams because traditionally the region is very top heavy, and they are very top heavy right now. They've got Gambit, they've got Navi, they've got VP and Spirit, and I believe Spirit's 12th, but Navi number 1 in the world, Gambit number 2 in the world, Virtus Pro number 5 in the world, and Spirit number 12 in the world. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, Fours is number 18 in the world. All CIS team. So CIS is becoming a very, very good region for Counter-Strike. So I know they're top heavy, but these teams are good. The Danes have played close games against Tier 1 competition. Astralis is ready. Definitely LAN bros, though. They are definitely a LAN team. That's one thing I did mention when I was going over all the IEM Cologne stuff, was look for the LAN teams. Those include
Zipex does
Fade,
great on LAN,
those
Glaive,
include Astralis, Navi, all those G2, all those teams are very, very good LAN teams that have a lot of experience on LAN. So, and what did we get? We got those 4 teams in the finals. But yeah, you got to keep in mind this is an online tournament, so crazy stuff can happen, and I'm just excited to see what we got for it.
Maybe Bad News Bears wins the series. You never know.
I mean, if Bad News Bears goes and sweeps Heroic tomorrow, I will come on stream tomorrow night and I'll do a fucking shoey. I don't care. No, that is not going to happen.
I think there's a 20% chance they can get a map because Junior's insane. He was an ESEA Cash Cup with these guys. He was 70 frags easy over this year. To be fair, it was Cash Cup, and those were joke tournaments and joke competition.
Yeah,
but still,
I just with that Bad News Bears. Real quick, I want to mention this, and then I'll end up wrapping up the stream, and we'll be good. If you think they get a map, plus 154 for them to win one map, I don't think so. And if you think, and ready for this, if you think they're gonna sweep, you can get them at a plus 919 odds. That's $100 to win, to profit $919. There's no way that's happening. We're gonna wake up tomorrow, and Heroic's gonna be winning 16-5 and 16-7, and that tournament will be that game will be over quick. But I am ready to wake up early tomorrow, come to my office, throw Counter-Strike on, and just sit here and be like, for a solid 6 hours
watch Heroic destroy. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, but once again, we'll go over a little bit of a recap. Bad News Bears, Heroic. Obviously, my bets have been scrolling across the bottom of the screen this entire stream. I like the under 53.5 rounds. That's the best bet if you're betting on Heroic. If you like Bad News Bears, which I'm not a big fan of them. Obviously, we've been
fan.
You could try to take them on. You could take them on a map line, plus 1.5 maps, plus 154. But I prefer Heroic. Looking at the Vitality game, I have Vitality sweeping this series. I know Zain does like ENCE to at least take a map.
Yeah.
You like him to at least take a map, but I don't know. I think Vitality sweeps. And I like Astralis for tomorrow against Spirit. I know you're on the other side, but
I'm on Spirit for that. It's just going to come down to what happens with Lucky, honestly. Because they need a solid upper for a lot of their maps that they play.
They really do. They really do. Hey, Shoey! Yeah, I said a Shoey if Bad News Bears sweeps Heroic. I'll do it. only if Bad News Bears win. I'm not doing one. Only if they sweep. I'm not doing one if they win a map. No, they have to sweep. But I'm expecting a 16-5, 16-5 type series, and it'd be over. But yeah, those are my plays are scrolling across the bottom. Once again, if you guys want to go ahead and follow Zain, he covers a lot of Counter-Strike stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Zain Merchant. Anywhere else they could find you?
No, that's about it. Just
All right,
Twitter.
everything is through his Twitter. So go ahead, follow Zain at Zain Merchant 9 on Twitter.
Real quick, who do you have winning the tournament? What are your top 3 contenders?
You know what? Hold on. I could actually bring up futures odds for them as well. My top
This tournament's
picks,
starting, so let's get that in, you know?
yes. My top picks. I mean, Gambit's always one to look at, but they're only a plus
Definitely.
350. That's only a plus 350. Not much value there. You can grab G2 at plus 600. That's a little bit better, but I feel like if I'm going to bet a future, you're going to want something that's worth putting your money and locking your money in for. So, Complexity at 18 to 1.
Honestly, I was thinking the same.
Complexity at 18 to 1. I wouldn't mind it.
They have S tag now. I honestly was going to say Complexity as a top 3 contender. I would not be surprised at all. They got a great group.
Be careful
to do it in.
They do. Hold on. What do they have for their group?
G2 VP Cole, OG, Fours, and Sinners. So Fours, Sinners not going to really do much. I doubt OG pulls away with much traction either. I think they definitely get a guaranteed playoff spot.
They have
in this whole S tag.
That's
I'm going to enjoy S tag there.
Yeah. But yeah, Complexity 18 to 1. I wouldn't mind that. And I mean, I got throw one out to my Brazilian boys. Furia 25 to 1.
Oh, okay.
They are the definition of a wild card team, and they are 100% an online team as well. So
Honda's just got me a little. I don't know about Honda.
I don't know about it. Really, I think he has a lot of improvement to do, but I think he can be potentially a really good player. I mean, my favorite player in Counter-Strike is Art, so I just love freaking watching it. He is so fun to watch because I saw a statistic.
He does crazy aggressive plays.
Yeah, in 2020, he was the most aggressive player in Counter-Strike, like in Counter-Strike history. He was the most aggressive player by a long shot, outbeating himself from 2019. So he's just so much fun to watch. But I don't know.
What do you think of Fnatic and Big, real quick? I know you wanted to wrap up, but they came off 2 roster changes. They got rid of the online players or the LAN players on Fnatic, so they could go. What are the odds on Fnatic? Just curious.
Fnatic to win ESL Pro League is a plus 7,500. They've got tied for the third worst odds. They're tied with Renegades. The only 2 teams that have worse odds than them is Bad News Bears and Team 1.
Dang, that's undervalued.
I don't mind it. The only problem is I would just be careful with them.
I wouldn't do it, but it's an interesting team to keep an eye on. Fnatic coming off roster changes.
They are okay. Fnatic is a good team. They're core.
I don't think they're a top team right now.
I don't think they're a top team right now.
Give them some time.
Keep in mind, Alex and Mezzi just joined the team. I'll say
they've been playing in FPL though. I've seen their FPL matches. They've been that's FPL though still.
It's not actual tier 1 competitive matches. So I would be a little bit careful with that one. I'll say by the end of the year, they could possibly. Right now, they're 68th in the world.
Yeah, that was with JW being terrible.
Or 62nd in the world. Yeah, I do think. I'll say by the end of the year, they're top 20 team.
I agree.
Because they picked up Alex, which I think is fantastic. And I believe Alex will be doing a little bit more of the IGL work. So that should be interesting to see. Mezzi is hit or miss. We really need to see how he plays. But I don't know. Crims, Brolin, Chiquito, that core,
Chiquito, honestly, they might swap offers. I wouldn't be surprised.
The problem
Chiquito, we'll see.
I think they can. They definitely have a lot more options now, seeing that they're more of a international team because they're not
Yeah,
going to be speaking Swedish anymore or Finnish. Sorry, Finnish. No, Swedish. I was right first time.
it's Swedish. Yeah,
Swedish. They're not going to be speaking Swedish anymore. They're gonna be in English, so they have a lot more options. And honestly, there's still a free agent that's out there named Kenny S. They can go and grab him, take out Chiquito, throw him in there. I think you could possibly have a top 20 team
definitely.
by the end of the year. But and not to mention, we're totally overlooking. They picked up a new coach in Kita, so
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Quickly go through the chat. Cody laughing at us. That's fine. Show the screen for futures. I want to place 2 futures. Oh, well, no, I don't have that up right now, Nick. Heroic plus 800, Vitality plus 1200 will probably be my 2 futures. Thoughts? I don't mind Heroic. I'm not a fan of Vitality.
Yeah, I don't see Vitality winning the event. Heroic are a good contender, but not Vitality.
Yeah. Sam Anderson says Nip, FaZe, Gambit. Nip,
FaZe are a LAN team.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think you're a little bit high on FaZe because they went far in their thing.
But that was LAN. That was
on
Twist
LAN.
showing up. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kerrigan showing up. That was insane.
Yeah, I think Twist will still be solid. I just don't think the rest of them are going to be able to play as good online as they do on LAN.
I see those Olaf players and popping off because he has so much LAN experience. It's crazy.
Nip plus 900. I don't mind it, but I just can't get behind them right now. They haven't shown me enough for me to want to go after them.
They're sticking with LNZ. Yeah, I don't support that.
Early. No, I don't. No. I honestly liked ZTR better than
he was sharing some of the IGL world too. So that was. I mean, he wasn't fragging though. I think they're waiting for Device or not Device. Sorry, Dupree.
They're waiting for Dupree. Once Dupree, I think Nip's a top 5 team.
Yeah,
but for right now, no. I think Gambit. Yeah, Gambit's a plus 350. I don't think there's value in betting that though. If Device frags, Nip wins. Device can frag all he wants. I still don't think that really helps. That was the trend in Cologne. Yeah. These are long shots except Gambit, but I'm riding the FaZe train. Hey, that's fine. I'm not gonna.
I'm a FaZe fan too.
I don't mind them. I don't mind them. FaZe up. I mean. Yeah. Fnatic improved substantially, in my opinion. Yeah, they're just a little bit too new. So just be careful.
Messi doesn't really have T1 experience. I'll be honest. Like he was an endpoint before Cloud9.
A little bit of stint with Cloud9 and endpoint.
I don't count Cloud9 though. And endpoint is a tier 2 team. I don't think he has. We have to see if he has tier 1 potential.
Yeah. What's up, man? Who's the new guy? That's Zain. He's one of my buddies from the Counter-Strike group that I'm a part of. So figured bring him on and be able to talk some Counter-Strike. Big plus 2,500 long shot. Absolutely not. The only reason why I say absolutely not with that is they're dealing with losing what's his name? Zentaris, which is a big deal. And they got Gade. I don't know.
Gade's still good. I think they have potential. Now that they're back, I mean, they wanted. I want to see what happens. I think Gade's a top tier player. He can definitely.
I think so too. I just don't know what to expect from him because he's been playing on North, and he hasn't really had much tier 1 experience. Plus,
Searson hasn't been showing his 2020 form that he had because Searson was insane that year. Same with Keto.
We've seen a reappearance of Tabson. He was the big fragger.
I was surprised,
but in order for Big to really go further with this, I don't think Gade was the right move. I mean, obviously we need to see how they play, and that's not until what group? They're in Group C. And the big thing with that one is I don't even think they make it out of groups.
They have who they're playing. They're playing EG, Fnatic, Na'Vi, and Mouse. They lose to Na'Vi.
I think Na'Vi, FaZe, and Mouse make it out.
Mouse. I don't think FaZe. They could be riding what they had in last event, but they're not a online team. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I know it's a little bit of a long shot for that one. I like the Mets shirt. Let's get it. Yep, that's fade big. Yeah, for right now, I am. Wasn't big good online. That was with Zentaris.
Santares is a very online player.
It's
I will say.
the Zentaris peak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no name for it.
enough said. Enough said.
Yeah.
No, they were good with Zentaris. Without Zentaris and adding Gate, I think there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment.
It'll take some time.
Yeah, I think they'll be good later on in the year, but not to the no Zentaris, no win. I that's just my thought on it. But
I see him beating EG and Fnatic. Probably not.
That would be the big deal with those 4 teams in that group C: Navi, FaZe, Big, and Mouse Sports. It'll be similar to the top 4 teams where they have to top 4 teams in Group A have to beat up on ENCE and Bad News.
Yeah, the
top 4 teams are going to have to beat up on EG and Fnatic.
That's maybe EG will actually do good at a tournament in EU. They have Daps though. They have Daps. That's not going to happen.
Daps is the coach. I didn't understand the whole Daps as a coach.
He's Stanislaus taking a leave of absence.
Oh! He's not a coach. He's actually playing. I thought he was hired in as the coach.
He is the coach, but Stan is taking a break to mental recovery, I think. So he's in for the next few months.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I could see Evil Geniuses losing all 5 games in that thing, or 4 games. Yeah. So
they should have brought in Tarek.
They should have. They really should.
He's still benched on the roster.
He's still under contract. They should definitely bring back Tarek. I don't think. I mean, Daps would be the IGL, but no. They should have brought back Tarek for it. So last question: your 2 favorite teams to win ESL Pro League. For me, to bet a place to bet on. To win, Gambit has to be the favorite in this one.
Definitely.
And G2. I know it's taking the chalk, I guess. Taking the favorite and the third favorite. But that's
honestly complexity of good odds. I feel like they have a decent chance to win this tournament. It'd be a long shot. It depends on how good Aztecs gelled with the team in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. Terry is so good. He was good return fragger, second in guy when he played. Would have been.
The problem with Tarek when he played on the roster is he was just being thrown in and okay, go make some space because everyone else needs space in that team. They didn't have the Mihu, because if it was him and Mihu in front, I could see that succeeding, but he was just going in and dying because he had no support from his team. It was just him going in.
Yeah, that they were essentially saying, Tarek, go.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work with him. He needs a little bit more backup, and he didn't
Plus,
get it.
Cirque wasn't at his peak form. Lots of factors.
Lots of factors, and I don't know. But yeah, that should wrap it up. I know I think we got across the 3 games for tomorrow. I'll be back live for tomorrow to break down the next 3 games. I'd like to have Zain back on sometime. Maybe if you want to come on each Sunday night so we can break down each group. Have you back then, or whenever you want to join, let me know, and you're always welcome.
You know.
Thank you. That's going to wrap it up for the stream. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share it out. First link in the description is our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So go ahead and check that out. You guys can win a 3-month premium of our premium plays from Picks and Parleys. Just go ahead, click that link. The video will explain everything. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow Zain on Twitter. And
let's go excited for Counter-Strike.
Let's do this. Let's wake and cash. But that'll do it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for having me.